Welcome back to another episode of the ConquerCast. Question for you.
Answer.
When all is said and done, how do you feel like you'll measure your life? All right, we are recording. Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the ConquerCast. And I want to do something quickly. Maybe not quickly. We can take our time. But I'm here with the Hush crew. This is incredible. This is an honor for me. I've been doing these podcasts now for about a year. We just started a new year, 2026. I want each of you to do your best intro to the ConquerCast. And maybe we pick up some ideas on how we do this.
Hope you're ready for this. Okay, Matt, you start.
Dang.
Just put you on the spot. They had no warning.
All right. Welcome back to the ConquerCast, where each week you get your daily dose of how to conquer your upcoming day.
Wow.
Nice.
Look at that.
That's good.
They're all going to rob something from there.
ConquerCast.
Oh, yeah.
Conquer more with Trevor Farnes.
I love it.
That's pretty good.
That is really good.
That was great.
It's tough to beat.
Okay, I'm gonna go hard into this. Okay, if this blows the speakers out, let me know. Welcome back to the weekly ConquerCast with your host Trevor Farnes, where we sit down and talk to some of the most influential people in the world. Let's get started this week with the crew from Hush.
Okay, we're going to put a poll on this. You guys get a vote, okay? Was it Matt, was it Eric, or was it Casey? I don't know.
I say we put all three of them into AI and let it like create a collab.
Hey, like
Of all three.
A little mix.
Yep, you got a beatbox in the back. You got Matty Ice coming in hot. Casey bringing it in.
Just the energy I brought.
Casey,
right?
Man,
I've
that
always
is so
told you
good.
you got a face for radio, but you got the voice for it, too.
I love it. This is awesome. Thanks, guys, for being here. You guys are incredible. This is this is awesome. We've got some samples out. If you're watching, we've got some new colors. No colors and flavors that go with them.
Just colors.
Casey and Matt have already tried these, but Eric, you haven't tried these ones yet, right?
Nope.
So we'll just have them out during the. Do you guys remember what the flavors were?
I do.
What were they?
Can we
Don't
speak
say.
to them?
Well,
We can't-
Let's just speak to them because I think this is going to launch after. I think this is the only one they were a little anxious about, but it's launching at the Hunt Expo, which is coming up soon, and this will probably go live after the Hunt Expo.
So this one is my new favorite. It's, can I say the flavor?
Yeah.
It's mango chili, which
try it out, Eric.
it reminds
You guys can
me.
all try it.
I lived in California for a few years, and they had fresh fruit stands down on the corners, and it was my family's favorite thing to get the day going.
Huh.
So you could go down there and get watermelon, mango, whatever. But they had this thing I never heard of. It's called tahine. It's
Yeah.
kind of like it's not really spicy, but it kind of like gave it a little bit of a kick.
Yep.
Fruit, which you don't think fruit does. That's what this is. All wrapped up into a hydrating little glass of water.
It's so true.
Amazing.
1 out of 10
Let's see.
rating, Eric. No rookie scores.
I mean, for me, it starts with an 8.5, and then the spice hits you, and it goes down to a 4. Honestly,
It's not-
I don't like the spice chili.
It's not too spicy though.
Are you normal like spice on stuff? Do you get spice or do you go
He
mild?
uses ketchup for salsa.
No. You don't want that.
Well, I use mild salsa, but I'm if I'm getting some Thai food or whatnot, to do it either a 1 or no spice. I'm kind of a lightweight. But I served my mission in Mexico.
gonna say,
I
this
used tahine down there
one's
all the
secret.
time.
It's delicious.
and I loved it. I acquired the spice.
The tahine flavor.
Yeah, I love the mango, but I don't like the spice.
The spice kind of hits you in the back,
I love
and it's kind of like
Yeah.
a smoky spice, like it's been
Like a smoked paprika.
paprika.
What did we have on the mountain that you gave me that has that? Is
We were
it-
talking about it was another brand, and it was like a spicy lime or something. And I remember thinking, like, I don't like the actual flavor, but a spice with a fruit would go so well. To me, they nailed it.
No, but you have like snacks you have in your backpack. That
Oh.
are those just mangoes or?
Oh,
Yeah, spicy mango.
Yeah, something, right?
he always brings those.
From Costco.
So he always brings the other brand. Like,
No.
No.
my question about this is, what should I be worried about?
Dehydrated you know how,
Mangoes.
you know how you can get dehydrated fruit like mangoes, you can get them at Costco.
Yeah.
There is a chili one actually.
gets
That's
the
what
chili.
Oh
that
yeah,
is.
I've seen those.
Yeah, it's like mangoes with chili powder. and
you would prefer it that way than just regular?
That's
Yeah.
what's in his backpack all the time.
Yeah.
Huh.
If it's peanuts,
That
it's
could be
chili
dangerous
peanuts.
out on the mountain for me.
or wasabi pistachios or something.
Yeah, it's
never
always
just-
something like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
He likes the
keep
spice.
things
if
spicy.
the flavor's out there, let's use
Let's
it.
try
You know,
it. Yeah.
that's how I live my life.
The spice of life.
The
with
spice of
Casey.
life. Clearly, by that intro, you guys could tell that because I brought the spice.
This one, what was that? The pink one?
So I had the pink one. That's good.
Can you guess the flavor?
Strawberry coconut, maybe.
That already exists.
We kind of have that, right?
This was a tough one for us.
Yeah. I guess pomegranate was off.
What did you guess?
I guessed
Smarties?
sweet tart.
Yeah, I feel like that's closest. I
And
guess
Smarties kind of is.
Doesn't that take you somewhere?
like
that
you've had
flavor-
that flavor.
Yeah, but I can't decide where. That's why I'm like, what is that? You
Yeah.
know, like all right.
I'm
what is
already
it?
forgot what it was.
It's a.
I
it's a-
remember.
Can we say it's a cherry?
Oh yeah, it was a tart cherry.
Tart
or-
cherry.
Tart cherry. But what did it remind you of? Was
It
the-
remind me of a Kool-Aid, like a cherry Kool-Aid.
Okay, yeah.
Like
yeah,
a
yeah.
squeeze it.
Yep. Oh, the squeeze
Yeah,
it.
that's exactly what it is, dude.
Squeeze
When we
it.
drank it, we were all like, "Dude, we've been there. We've had that flavor, but we couldn't decide where." And I think
I haven't even heard of a squeeze it forever.
Ever, huh?
You guys are living your life, man.
Remember just twist pop,
Yep.
just
The whole thing.
soccer games, orange slices, and squeeze its at halftime.
So
Got
this
your mind right.
this flavor's coming out Expo, right?
This one, yes.
I can't remember.
Did you
what
guys
this
see the
was.
packaging on it?
Yeah, they nailed it.
I'm the worst at tasting something and describing it, even though I know
I gotta
it.
remember. Do you guys want to try it again? I'm gonna knock my microphone.
Yeah, let's
this
try
one's
it
good.
again.
All right.
I forgot what this one was.
I
Pear,
remember.
orchard-ish.
Remember it had the viper on the packaging or the
Yeah.
snake?
Kind of a unique podcast because a lot of people are wondering while they're listening, what are you guys doing? So
Yeah,
we're drinking some green flavored. This is Ignite. This will be launched at the Hunt Expo in February. There was a viper on the front.
Even knowing the flavor, now it's like, yeah, duh. But our guess was like a gummy, like a sour gummy worm.
Yeah, but the blue and red gummy worm.
Yeah.
You know
With,
how
like,
that's the best one?
Yep.
You just dig through the whole gummy worm pack just for the red and
The
blue,
blue and
ones.
red one.
Yep.
Yeah, again, I just like orchardy, fruity.
You're close.
Like
What is that? Like you look at it, is there a fruit that's like, oh, that's a...
Yeah.
I'll tell you this,
Lime
like,
juice?
was this, I don't even know if I'm right on this, but
There's-
my kids ate 12 of these under the table at midnight. Have you heard of that superstition?
Mm-mm.
You eat 12 green grapes under a table at midnight within a minute at New Year's Eve, and your life's blessed with
Well,
a
no wonder
good
I've
year
been
of love.
off, man. I've never heard of that.
So is it
I ate the
it's
purple
green
grapes.
Was it green grape? or
Green
what?
grape.
Yeah.
Like frosted grape.
Or like a candied green grape.
Yeah, candied green grape.
Yeah, it's good. Tastes great.
It is really good.
Both those red and green taste really good.
This one's like as close. Red and green tastes really good. This one tastes the closest flavor I've had. That's closest to Mountain Op, or closest to the Summit Surge. I
Yeah,
think.
it's
Okay.
similar.
But like different. Same, but different.
Man, I've been impressed over the years how many great flavors you guys have launched.
Yeah, it's been good.
I always think like where you started, after the first year, like where can they take this?
Yeah.
And every year you guys are launching just new stuff that's
It's
delicious.
interesting because you'd think you'd run out, but there's just
Yeah.
always something
Oh,
new.
it's endless, huh?
Right. The first flavor, honestly, our first Yeti flavor, I did not like. It was strawberry banana. Do you guys remember that?
Oh, yeah.
I ate so much of that.
I just would pound it quick because I'm like, I don't like the flavor of this.
Yeah,
but-
I didn't necessarily like it.
And
either.
then the Enduro. Do you remember the first flavor on that?
Oh,
I
have,
should. God, I
I have
sent out
pink
hundreds
lemonade.
It's been a while.
Pink
Pink lemonade came. It was like in
Came
the first
after.
I don't know, 3 or 4, I think. But
what was it?
it was a mixed berry.
Yeah,
of them. Mixed berry.
that
Yeah.
was the OG, right?
Yeah, that was the OG. But I was asking you earlier. Do you guys remember when we were sampling, when we were testing Slumber, and it was not the gummies but the powder? Do you guys remember that? at
I
all?
don't remember much of that.
That's good because it puts you to sleep, right?
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, I
a
remember
dream.
drinking something, but
Were we all together
we were all the 3 of us were.
in New Zealand?
Matt wasn't there. On the way.
That's right. Before we got,
I don't
Oh,
know if
yeah,
you guys did it
before
on
we
the
went on the
plane, but we
plane.
did it,
Yep.
and
Yeah.
then we were drinking it every night. They're mixing it in milk.
Yep.
It was do you remember the flavor? Because there's only one flavor when we launched it.
Wasn't it? I thought it was like a hot chocolate flavor, mocha.
No, that's my favorite now, but
I'm thinking strawberries and cream, but that's not right. You've never done that.
it's a good idea.
God, we're bad at this.
Well,
It was sleepy chai.
sleepy chai.
Sleepy chai.
Chai.
The
Yeah.
chai's my favorite now.
It's so. I just had it again for the first time in years the other night because we're out of cocoa down in the store. So I brought some chai home, and it was. I can only do it in milk though. I can't do that one in water. It's really good. Well, guys, thanks for being here with me. We've had a long-lasting relationship with the Hush crew here at Mountain Ops. It's not every day we get to be in the same room together, and we've all, even today, have crazy schedules. So we're kind of going. You guys are going to go down and do the DEXA scan. We're starting a new year, and I've got to take off for my daughter's birthday. So this won't be a super long podcast, but I think we should do this on a regular basis and catch up on hunt stories and do some little campfire. And if you have your best pickup line from the year or anything like that, you can. No,
We'll fill you in later.
But no, I appreciate you guys being here. I asked a few guys around the office. Well, before we do this, if there's somebody listening that has no idea who the Hush guys are, let's really quick just give us a quick rundown of who each of you guys are and what Hush does. And I'd be surprised if anyone's listening. They're like, huh, who are these guys? But just in case.
Well, my name is Casey Butler, one of the owners of Hush. We started Hush back in it was a hobby of mine way back in the day, but we really came together and started running it like a business back in 2014, 15. And like Trevor said, man, that's kind of right when Mountain Ops launched. But our goal was always to just share our passions of hunting, fishing, the outdoors, and just share it with the people at home and hopefully inspire other people to get out and do it. It's obviously changed a lot over the years, but that's still our same mission, man. We truly believe that being out in the woods is one of the greatest abilities we have, and we'd love to share that with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm Eric Chesser, another owner of Hush, and along with Casey, just have a deep passion for capturing, documenting, and also sharing content. I always have. And like Casey said, we put all that digital content across all social media platforms, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, etc., in hopes to inspire people. You know, the three pillars we've kind of always used as our mission and our why is to give back to our local communities, and we do that in many different ways. Conservation initiatives and what's the
Getting
third
new
one?
people
Educate and inspire the new hunters and anglers.
Yep.
Through content. So it's literally become the dream career, right? The dream job, and we absolutely love it, and we're so thankful that we get the opportunity to do what we do as much as we do.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
travel
that's awesome.
and hunt and film and share.
That's awesome. Cool.
Yeah, and I'm Matt Lee. I've been with the company for 5.5 years, and do most of the camera work and editing. And yeah, I grew up watching these guys and just really looking up to them. So it's cool to.
Are you that much younger than these guys?
Matt brings such a cool perspective to our business, as a whole. Not just him and his younger brother Jed are both our full-time camera guys now, and they grew up just watching our brands.
Yeah.
Mountain Ops, Hush,
Yep.
They have pictures from way back in the day, some of our first ever booths at the Western Hunt Expo of them meeting you or us or whoever it was. And so they grew up in this life. They grew up with social media, and they're like the first generation to really grow up having social media through school. And so they bring such an interesting perspective to it because they saw what we were back then and what we are today, and they help us keep us grounded for sure.
That's cool. That's awesome to be involved in that process from multiple different angles. And I'm the recipient of one of those, a bunch of the pillars, but the pillar of bringing people in, educating them, and it wasn't that we've been hunting a ton together over the years. Our brands have been there supporting each other, and I would have liked to have gotten out a little bit more with you guys. We went on the hunt to New Zealand a few years back, and then this last year though we hit a few hunts together, which was awesome. Where I think we're making up some lost time,
Mm-hmm.
and but it was the education process through content that you create was what inspired me. Obviously, I joined into this community selling products, Mountain Ops products, through the hunting industry, but not being a hunter, you kind of who would I look to and what am I drawn to? And it was the Hush crew. Just the way that you guys do it, and so I love that you're doing that for so many people, and it's inspired me to go out and do that as well. I love the conservation and the charity aspect. What's been on the charity side? Because you guys do the films every year, and then you raise money. You've done so many things. What was like a highlight one for each of you guys?
So typically, we do a conservation project every year, which is called Brush for Bucks, which has been awesome. Mm-hmm. I think it's a real cool spin on getting people excited about getting out and helping. Our mule deer herds and elk can use a lot of help, and so we decided to start putting an annual project together where we get our audience to come out and help us plant a bunch of plants. But just on the other side of things of just giving back is we've been very fortunate to have this platform, and so we've always tried to lean into like how can we use this platform to help other people out. And the one that sticks out to me is we just had this follower for years that we'd always just recognize his icon when he'd comment so much positivity on everything we did. And we finally got to meet this young man. His name's Daniel. He was from Washington. We got to meet him at the expo there. And we just decided like things fell in place. And we told him when we met him, we're like, one day we're going to figure out a way to get you out on a hunt. Mm. And Daniel suffers from spina bifida, so he's in a wheelchair and has since he was a little kid, but he loves hunting. He's a super positive kid. Anyway, we told him, we're like, we're going to figure out how to get you on a hunt one day. And a couple years later, we were given a tag, and we chose to go and surprise Daniel. We flew out to Washington and surprised him at his work.
Where was he working? He was at
Cabela's or Bass Pro.
Bass Pro.
Yeah. Yep. So we kind of worked with the Bass Pro team to kind of like get us in the door, and we surprised him. And we were able to take him out on this really cool elk hunt in Nevada on a ranch, and we were able to have a track chair lent to us so he could get around. And what we were trying to do is make it feel like as much of an elk hunt as we could for Daniel, who was in a wheelchair. And with that track chair, man, we were able to go put stocks on elk, get around. Like, it was really cool. And so the whole plan was to show this at our movie premiere, which we usually do the night before the expo. And the money we were able to raise from that, we surprised Daniel at the movie premiere, and we bought him his own track chair.
Crazy.
So he could get out and do all these things he loved and was passionate about it on his own. And so that's the one that sticks out to me. We've done so many. What's one that sticks out to you, E?
Yeah, awesome. Like, again, not to discredit any of the ones we've done, because we've done great ones, right? We've donated to Primary Children's. We've been able to donate to the Magellan Boys Home that helps, youth that are in just bad situations and bad families and stuff. But one that hits me hard is the Giving Tree. So every December, we find families who can just use a little bit of love. We decorate a small Christmas tree with ornaments that have gift cards and at times cash, like whatever. But it's mostly a monetary gift. Yeah. But it's not about that. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's about just reminding people that others love them and others are thinking of them. And so like the interactions I've had, because, signing a check to the hospital is great. Handing it over, that's awesome. It's going to good use. It's going to research. Like at times we've done doorbell ditching and stuff. We've done different things, but I've also been able to just hand some over in person. And just when you see the reaction, and it's not even about the money, it's just a reminder of like, hey, someone's out there and so many people love you more than you'll ever know. Here's just a small gift to show our token of, getting you through this hard time. It doesn't need to be a financial hardship. It could be, I just lost my husband. We lost a child, whatever. That one hits me hard because I've seen it and I've felt it in person, awesome. But I'm so proud of all the different ones that we've done.
How do you find those families that are in need?
It's a mixture. Like we'll find families through our church. We'll find family through our local network. And at times we've reached out to our following. And that's another thing that I think we all love, is kind of trying to keep it within the community when it makes sense, So when we can reach out to our followers to nominate a family that they know, that's special, and it doesn't matter if it's at church or if it's on Instagram. If it's in our local community and within our sphere, because I see it as like they give us so much, right? As a whole, like the community gives to us this lifestyle, this business, this opportunity. So like, I love to pour back into that community.
Yeah, that's powerful. That's awesome. Love it. What about you? Any highlight one?
Like these guys said, they're all so impactful. I remember Daniel's like it was yesterday. I was in the audience watching them give Daniel that chair. But my favorite one was probably this year with you, and we were just a small part of that. And I think about that often, and I think about the people we were able to share the mountain with and that father-son bond, and you take it for granted, you know? Being on the mountain with your dad, and that one hit me, man, and I haven't even started cutting the video yet, and it just tears at you, and it's, I mean, it's that cliche saying, die with memories, not dreams, and, I mean, yeah, not to get all emotional, but that...
Well, you're doing it to me, man.
This
is not...
Come on.
You take for granted being able to go on these adventures and who you go on them with, and the way it can shape your life and the way it shapes relationships, and just they'll never forget that. And it's worth more than anything you could ever give somebody, is an experience and memories like that, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I 100% agree. And that was a huge highlight hunt for me. I mean, to do it with you guys was incredible. To have this friend that's going through, cancer, right? You never want to hear those words. And then to try to make every moment and every day count, and which is what he's trying to do. Brian and his son Matt that were there with us, both new hunters, so you're educating them, giving them this experience. You're creating content that inspires. We're out there hunting, which I believe is one of the purest forms of conservation. Buy a tag, go out on the mountain, be with the animals, harvest an animal. You know, I love it. So I think we hit on all of your pillars in that, where we're helping someone create these memories as well. And I agree, the father-son bond that we were able to like demonstrate up there, and having lost a father and not, you know, I'll create other memories later at some future date with my father. I know that, but right now I'm creating them with my son, and to then be able to pass that on to another father and son, that time is precious. And those listening, I don't know when this podcast is going to launch, but it'll launch probably in February, I'm assuming. February, March. Spencer, I'm looking at him. But sometime in there, you'll have some time. You'll hear this. We do every year Conquer Summit with Mountain Ops, and this year it'll be a big deal with Hush and Mountain Ops, and we'll be showing this film at it, and we'll have tickets available, and it'll be outdoors, out on a big grassy place up in a beautiful canyon. So please come and be a part of that, and we'll have a charitable portion of that where some proceeds will go probably to something around cancer with what Brian's facing. So we'll have to talk about that. We make the plans. But how much footage did you say you have from that?
1.4 terabytes. And I'm looking over at Spencer too, because it's like, it is, well, was it 4 or 5 elk?
4 elk.
4 elk, 4 father-son duos, 4 insane hunts. And we're going to pack that in. And then you layer on top the messaging of teaching a new hunter, bringing new hunters into the fold. Then you layer onto that the whole story of don't take any time for granted. Live every day like it's your last. On top of that, and then the friendship. I mean,
yeah,
it's
there's a lot, because I really wanted to do something with you guys because of how you inspired me and what the ripple effect has looked like in my life in hunting. I can't believe it. Like, I've got a handful of hunts next year. I mean, years ago it's like, can I get out on one? I didn't even think about this. Now next year I'm planning, and we need to plan another something like that, obviously to be together, but also if there's something, I just love the charitable hearts that you guys have. So if there's something that we can make that hunt even more powerful by bringing somebody in, or just some story. And sometimes it's like, yeah, you want to tell the story on the camera, but sometimes it's like, it doesn't matter if the camera's there or not. Like, look at what's going on. I love that it's there, because, and you guys are experts at that, because it can be shared and with the world and inspire other people to do the same, you know. But
well, I think that's the biggest thing. Our biggest message is, and Trevor, you've done a fantastic job of recognizing that, realizing that, you know, you were shown this thing, and not just by us. Like, so many people you guys have worked with over the years have done a great job of inspiring you, but you've recognized how that's changed your life in a positive way, not just your life. You know, your parents, your kids, and what's that going to look like, you know, generations from now. and it's been this positive thing in your life that you're sharing with your family, but you recognized it and wanted to share with your buddy. And how is that going to change, Brian and Matt's life moving forward? And I think that's our message. Is I truly believe that hunting can be, like you said, it's a pure form of conservation, but it's truly just one of the greatest ways to enjoy God's creation and do it with the people that you love the very most. And I think everyone should have an opportunity to get out and experience that. Not everyone's going to love it. Not everyone's going to stick to it. But everyone should have an opportunity to get out and enjoy the beautiful world that we have in front of us. And I think ultimately for me, like getting my kids out is so important because I know how it's changed my life. Yeah. And I know what it can do to anybody's life, not just young kids, but, Brian, who's, older in his life, but it can still affect him and his family and their generations. And I think that's super important.
Yeah, I put a post out a couple weeks ago that you guys shared, and it was, me in the middle of you guys, and it's like, hey, I started late. These guys inspired me. Who inspired you? I got so many messages from people. It's like, this is who inspired me. And there was a handful that were like, it was you. And I was like, what? Yeah. Who are you? And there was a couple I knew who they were, and I was like, oh, this is awesome. But others, I'm like, that is awesome. Like, the ripple effect is powerful.
Yeah. And you never know how many people you're inspiring, right? Yeah. So like you said, a few I recognize, but then I didn't imagine how many more are out there that have been inspired in some way, shape, or form to get started. But I always think about that when I think about you, is how much it's a part of your life, how much you've brought your family into it, both your parents and your children. Yeah. And it makes me wonder, like, well, what else would they have done if they didn't go hunting?
I've thought about it, but we've talked about it. We're like, well, I guess, I don't know if we would have skied any more than we're skiing now. Probably not. I don't know. Like, seriously. I hope we wouldn't be at home watching TV.
Yeah, on screen, just
I can't do
the screen.
But I don't think so. But I don't know. Maybe we'd be really good golfers right now. I don't know. And we like a variety. Like, our family's big into just enjoying life and taking adventure. But I'll be honest, it was some of these hunting adventures that caused me to get into the mode of, I'm going to go out and enjoy life and what God provides for me to do. And I'm going to try to not say no. I'm going to try to say yes a little more often. I'm not going to let mountains or animals or whatnot scare me. It's like, I'm going to go enjoy it. Like I see these guys doing it. And so, just thanks for doing it. Keep up the great work there. You guys, this charitable heart that each of you have, is that just naturally part of your being, growing up and everything? It's like, let's find ways to do good. And you guys found each other, and it's like, hey, that's cool. I like to do that too, because it's not always the case. Especially in business, a lot of guys get into business and they're like, okay, obviously you need to provide. How much can we make? But I don't see you guys always seeking to pad your pockets. It's like, how much more can we do?
Dude, for me, it's been people setting that example in my life. Like, my friend Jim is one of the most generous people I know, and when I was young, he offered to hire me to go film, and I just saw how he interacted with others. He was a big inspiration for me. Casey is right up there. Mm-hmm. When I met Casey, I didn't have money, Dang.
What's in this stuff anyways? It makes you get all emotional.
Weird. It fell into my eyes.
Eye sweat.
No, Casey, when I first met Casey, we'd go to dinner and he'd buy everyone dinner. And I'm like, I can't even do that. Mm-hmm. So I've been on both sides, and I'm not just some, guy who's made it at this point in my life, but people have planted that seed inside of me, and I just take it and run with it. And other YouTubers, bro, big time. I watch YouTube a lot, and these channels that go and film, nice things in the public, and they, treat people, and they, take the homeless out to get them a haircut. Dude, that hits me. And that's why I share that stuff. And you get a lot of pushback. When you share nice acts or acts of kindness on social media, you won't believe how many people are like, you did it for the likes, right? You did it for the thing. And I'm like, whoa, that never crossed my mind, because I just watched a YouTube channel. They planted a seed in me. Now I'm going to repeat. Yeah. And so sadly, you actually get a lot of people that think you do it just for, some type of social media clout. But I just have learned through others, and then have also been on the side where when people were generous to me, now when I have the opportunity, I'm like looking for opportunities. We're always brainstorming different ways to give back, different ways to add value to people's life. And I don't know, it's just people planted it inside of me. And I just love the feeling of it. Because when just as small as like handing someone a grocery sack of elk meat and then being like, thank you. This means so much to my family. Like, so you start to feel like, wow, that felt good. I want to duplicate
It's
that.
almost selfish, right? You like seek out that high. It's like the greatest high you can get in life.
That's how I feel every time we have an opportunity to help out, give back. Is everyone's always very grateful, and again, like we've worked hard to award ourselves this opportunity to help, and we've built a platform with some amazing people that follow us, that give us this purpose, right? But anytime we do something and I truly walk away feeling selfish because I was like, man, that's the highest of highs I've ever felt or could feel, is when you're doing good for other people. And so I know how it affects my life, but I think Eric's right. Like just examples before us that have showed us the way. And I'm so very grateful for the opportunity we have, because it truly is like the greatest feeling that I've ever felt. Yeah. And you feel closer to the Lord, I feel like, and you feel the Spirit and all those great things, and that feels better than doing wrong.
Yeah, that's good.
Right? So, it's just like working out and eating healthy. It's like, your life is truly better because you did that, and the same with helping out and giving back.
Yeah, it's awesome. That's really cool. You guys, keep it up. It's incredible, and the more we can do together, please. I know we've had people up at Brush for Bucks. We need to have a better showing up there with you guys. I think it's always on spring break. I think it's like when my family's on vacation. So if you guys can move that a little bit.
Hey, you don't think planting sagebrush would be a fun vacation for your kids?
Hey, kids. No, I think they would all love it. It's like, but I apologize. I haven't been there. But
no, you guys have done a fantastic job. And without you guys and some of our other sponsors, like a lot of these events aren't possible. And you guys have always supported us. If you were there or not, like you've supported us through, raffle prizes, whatever it might be, and that's super helpful for us and what we're trying to do. But even like Brush for Bucks, we're asking people to pay $100, right? Give up a weekend of their spring break, $100 to come out and plant sagebrush. Yeah. It's not like we're showing up and just like throwing a couple seeds in the ground and just hanging out. Like it's 6 to 8 hours of hard work, and every year I'm like, man, this is tough.
Yeah.
And every year we sell it out. Yeah. Every year we have...
Our team that's been there has loved it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just never worked out. I apologize for my schedule, but it's not... I'm going to be there sometime, right?
No.
But everyone that comes back are like, that was
It's a cool event. Amazing. And it shows you that people are out there, just like we're talking, that want to help out. They want to do good. And if that's just conservation, that's awesome. But that's why I always say, like, I think it's important for us, all of us, to do things like that, because I truly believe, and we say this all the time, the hunting community is the best community. Yeah. There's a lot of bickering and things that go on in between it, but at the end of the day, like, we've been able to do all this stuff, and you guys have been able to do all the Conquer Hunger stuff because you have a supportive audience, right? And majority of them are part of the hunting space, and I think it's cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Well, one thing on that, like, I think we're just available to be kind of middleman and connectors because we got this big platform. I think a lot of people genuinely want to give back and do kind acts, but they almost don't know how. So if you can show them, you can inspire them. And same with conservation efforts. And I can lean into this because I grew up as a kid, and Dad had Bugle magazine, and he was a member of Elk Foundation, and that's how you help, right? And you read the articles that they build water tanks and stuff, but most people want to help, don't know how. Right? Like, so true. So we make it so easy to be like, hey guys, you want to do a conservation project? Here's how. And it's literally, you just show them how and you invite them to help. And I think with our platform, we're able to just be kind of the middle connector. Yeah. And dude, we're learning as we go, right? Because we were there at the bottom as a Bugle magazine member to now doing actual projects. So we just want to bring people along for the ride and just like be able to connect the dots to make it easier for people to help.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think that's why people love it so much, is they are a part of the journey, and it grows and it gets bigger, and they're like, hey, I was at that one and now I'm at this one. They're part of the history.
Oh, we were like to the point where we wanted to build like a point system, or like, hey, someone's been here every year, right? They've got 5 in a row, 4 in a row, and it'd be fun to reward and recognize those people who have just been coming year after year.
Yeah, that's really cool. That's awesome. Good stuff. I asked the team, like, what, not all of them, but I just asked a few of them, like, what questions do you guys have for the Hush crew? Like maybe something that they maybe don't hear on a podcast or whatnot about them. I've done one just individual podcast with Eric already, and it was awesome. And you shared some stuff that was exciting news and things that a lot of people hadn't heard yet, and we our eyes sweated together for a bit. It was awesome. I need to do that with each of you as well, just an individual, because I want to dive into your own personal like history and things, and do some family genealogy. Where did all this? Did this start with Nimrod, the mighty hunter? But no, some of them. One of the top questions was, how are their wives? Like, do they have wives? Are their wives okay with that? And here's kind of something funny. When we were up at Strawberry Ridge, I was sitting upstairs trying to take a nap, and you guys were downstairs, and you were planning out like the next, I don't know how many months, and I was like, holy cow. These guys are on the road. It's a lot of work. I know it's a lot of fun. It's passion, but it's like a constant workload as well. And I couldn't believe the schedule going from this to that, and you'll be here and I'll be there, and then you're going to bounce from here to this state to the next state. First and foremost, before we talk about logistics on stuff like that, how are your wives doing?
Honestly, we don't say this enough, but the only reason that any of us can do this and really have a schedule like that is because we have some amazing women at home that understand the passion for it, but also just, my wife absolutely loves Hush and what it represents and the things that we're allowed to do. Is it hard? For sure. Like, dude, we have a small village of children at home.
Yeah.
We have
from what ages? You got
5 kids from
ages.
21 to 21 years old to 1.5 years old.
Yeah.
And so, dude, she's a rock star. And these guys can talk about their wives, but they're all the same. Like, they're all, willing to do a lot extra. Yeah. And what's funny is, like, when we started, me and my wife started doing YouTube, the whole basis behind it was we wanted to free up more time. Mm-hmm. I was working at a steel mill, working 48 to 60 hours a week. She was cutting hair 60 hours a week. We thought we had the world by the tail, and we realized, like, man, we're putting in a lot of work, like, we're providing, but we just don't have a lot of time. And this opportunity came up to do YouTube, which meant we could, like, literally make videos at home, and that was the whole reason.
That's cool.
And I've always wanted to be that dad, and unfortunately, like, I had a mom and dad that both worked. They worked their butts off to provide for us, but I was always jealous of getting home from school when I was younger, and my buddy's mom being there with plate of cookies or whatever. And I'm not taking anything away from my parents. They did what they had to do, and I respect that, and that's where I learned, my work ethic. But I've always wanted to be the dad that could be at home, when my kids got home, or could take them to school, or help coach a lacrosse team. And so for 3 months out of the year, 3 to 4 months out of the year, like, it's a lot, and we're gone a lot. But that frees up, when we're awesome. Our off season, we can be at home. We all have offices at our house. We do majority of our work there. And I can be that dad I've always wanted to be. That's cool. And they understand that. Like, it's cool being in my office, working in the backyard, basically, and having one of my kids have a question and come out and talk to dad.
Yeah.
And so I think getting back to my wife, like, she's the reason that I'm allowed to do this. That's awesome. That it works.
The Hush community needs to thank your wives, right?
100%.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've been, like, as I've done this with Hush the last decade, I've been single, dating, and married, right?
Yeah.
So I kind of know how all that changed. But for me, when I met my wife, Kate, like, this was the thing, right? So this was like, hey, you're entering, a relationship with someone who travels a lot. So, like, I was able to plant the seed and just make it clear, which I think made it a little easier if it was, dating or having a 9 to 5 and then switching to that, being like, whoa, this is really hard. So Kate's taken it really, really well, and she's gotten involved in the church, so she's got a lot of community there that's been helpful. And she is now, like, 37 weeks pregnant, and she has basically been alone a lot of that pregnancy. Unfortunately, I traveled a lot this year, but she is just champ status. She stays busy, holds down the house, and takes care of the dogs. And she's had a very healthy pregnancy. I'm super grateful for that, because, had she been sick, or maybe it's been more difficult, that might have just put more stress and anxiety on the situation. Yeah. But healthy pregnancy, super happy, and just champ status. So yeah, she holds it down, you know, she's been pretty good about me going.
Yeah.
And now that it's getting close, though, like I'm on lockdown.
You're on lockdown. Yeah.
It was pretty clear. I knew it. And, you know, the end of December, I went out on a hike with Ben, Shed Crazy.
Yeah.
And that was kind of like, you know, the last hoorah trip of the year,
Yeah.
knowing that I'd be home January and pretty much all of February,
Yeah.
too. But yeah, you know, me and Ben talked about this on that exact hike, how he shared a story with me that, you know, some of the in-laws or some of the family around were just like, wow, you're just going to be gone a lot, you know, kind of negative. But he's like, yeah, but do you like, how many, can your husband go on a 3-week vacation? You know, he takes July off for his family. So it's got its pros and cons. And it, you know, obviously like the 9 to 5 is, wow, you're gone a lot of the day. But like Casey said, and I saw this. So as I became partners with Casey, I really admired, he would teach me these things, you know, like, dude, when I'm home, I get to pick up my kids from school. I take them to school. I make their lunch. I'm at soccer practice. I'm at lacrosse practice. I'm a coach. So yeah, we're gone a lot of the time, but I'd say the times we are home, we're way more engaged with our family.
That's awesome.
You know, Matt shared stuff like that with me before too, and I'll let him share.
Yeah.
But yeah, my wife's good. She's pregnant. We're getting close.
Excited
We're
for a hunting buddy to
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's the first thing I think, you know, and going back to the project that we did, it's like, all right, that was the first, you know, that you guys were doing a father and son hunt. Well, I know I've got one on the way.
Yeah.
So I'm just surrounded by, you know, godly men like you guys, fathers like you guys. So I have so much example in my life to be like, okay, that's what I want to be like. That's how you celebrate their wins. It's how you know, comfort them when they need comfort. Like, I've just got so much goodness around, all around. But yeah, the wife is good. She's healthy.
It's awesome. Congrats.
We're going to have a baby
So
within the next 4 weeks.
It's so fun. Exciting.
Yeah, it's a lot of the same story. I guided full time for 5 years, so the 3-4 months gone. Luckily, my wife got to see that while we were dating before we got married, but she's also seen the times where I'm working 8 to 10 hours a day. I'm clocking in, clocking out. And when I get home, I'm watching hunting videos, listening to hunting podcasts, thinking about hunting, organizing hunting gear, and I wasn't present. So now she sees the other side of the coin where it's when I'm gone, but when I'm home, I'm present.
That's awesome.
And she far prefers the latter where when I'm home, yeah, I make breakfast for my girls every day. We can cuddle, we can wake up and cuddle, they can run in and we can cuddle. And I make it a point to, like, when I tell my girls, like, I don't go hunting. I go to work, you know. And it's going to be hard for them as they get older, you know. They're, oh, yeah, my dad's hunting. He missed a ballet performance or something, you know. That's hard, but I'm trying to instill, like, no, I'm going working so we can do all this other stuff when I'm home and while I'm home. And it's super cool to see these guys as examples, and it makes my heart so happy to see Eric, you know. This is the best version of Eric I've seen in 5.5 years. It's just like, you know, him and his wife have such a good relationship, and, you know, he's going to be a father. And, like, the way it's changed me as a man, it's like, I'm so excited because the best of Eric is just yet to come. And it's so cool to see him be able to be at this stage in his life. And he's done so many things that me and Casey haven't been able to do because we have responsibilities at home and we have a desire to be home and do those things. And it's cool to see Eric. I don't know. He's been able to have a different life, but I'm excited for him to experience, you know, the joy of waking up to a kid coming in to cuddle you or that type of thing. Because, awesome. I mean, these guys are the greatest examples, and you're such a great example of my life. And it's, I mean, none of this could happen without our wives, but I also believe that, like, we inspire our wives. And I think it's mutual, and it's such a crazy life. Like, I was able to go dove hunting a couple days ago with some really accomplished men, and they just always ask me, so that's your job, you know? And I mean, these guys they've done really, really well, and they always tell me, you're the wealthiest one here. And I don't take that for granted, but it's hard to, I don't know, comprehend at this stage of my life, being in my 20s. Like, dude, you guys have private jets. You guys literally have like 6 or 7 homes. Like, what do you mean I'm the wealthiest one here? And it's just, yeah, time Time is valuable.
It's the most valuable. I love that, and that attention you can give intentionally when you're at home with them is incredible. You guys have set up that culture within your organization that allows that and protects that, and I respect that a ton. That's awesome. I mean, I've got a wife very similar, running a business, starting a business, and we've been doing our own businesses for about 18 years now, and it's just like it's tiring. It wears you down, it beats you up, but it also, you find the highest of highs. You find the freedom that you want to have with your family, but it honestly, I could never pay her enough for what she's done to allow me to do what I've done as well. So it's awesome to have that type of support. From the camera behind the lens perspective, some guys were like, has there ever been a time where, like, and obviously there probably has, but maybe from your perspective and yours, where the camera got in the way of like what you guys were trying to do, that it was like, oh crap, like,
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of times.
Every time.
Yeah.
every time.
No, it's tough. Like it's flat out tough. And I mean, I can think of several examples that it maybe detracts a little bit, but there are times where it's like you're in the moment. Sometimes you don't even film. You're like, let's just enjoy this.
Okay.
But yeah, lots of times it gets in the way and it's tough. And but it's I think we all are in agreement. It's worth the sacrifice of blowing a stock. It's worth the sacrifice of an elk seeing me move, trying to pull focus and blowing that scenario to hopefully inspire and try and inspire other people to get out and to try those things.
We used to always talk about this, like early years when we all came together and started running this thing. We used to always talk about, like, we should do a hunt every year, where we just leave the cameras at home and we just go and enjoy hunting in each other's company. But the thought was always like, what if it was that one hunt that was just so magical? But it truly brings us back to like what Eric said earlier. Like, we love hunting, but hunting is just like the secondary of what we truly enjoy, and that's capturing content and sharing it. That's just the action we're doing is hunting. Yeah. But we truly enjoy creating and sharing. Yeah. And if it's hunting or whatever we decided to do, but we're all very passionate about the woods, but man, we sure do love sharing this content with people.
One thing that kind of just popped into my head as he's talking, that I wish more people could experience this. We get the high of pulling the trigger like twice. Like you get the pulling the trigger, the archery shot, and then we huddle around the camera and we're like, dude, look at this. And it's like a second high five and like, dude, we got it. It's like catching lightning in a bottle. So it's
so true.
It's awesome.
Those are the funnest moments back at camp, and we did that at Strawberry Ridge too, just watching it and what went wrong or what went right, and where did it hit and what happened after that, and then you capture things you didn't know you captured, and you're like, look at what he's picking his nose over here or whatnot. I had a guy that was on my first deer hunt. They had set up a camera and he went to go get the truck, but I didn't know he had set up a camera, and I was like cleaning one of my first deer, and I had it kind of coming down a hill so that when I gutted it, it'd fall down. But I was very new to this. Like it was not, it's something I'd done maybe once before. And I clipped the stomach, and it just and so I just started dry heaving, whoa, and I was like, oh, thank goodness he's not here right now. And so I gathered myself, and my son was laughing at me, and I was pulling everything out. He comes back, and I thought that was it. And then we were done. We went over to their house later that night, and I walked in, the whole family sitting around the TV laughing. I was like, what are you doing? And they had me dry heaving there, but you just never know what you're going to capture, right? Yeah. I mean, I look at pretty much all of my kids' hunts have been captured in one way, shape, or form. And
how cool is that?
And I didn't want those moments, partially like, hey, if there's something I can do with this as well, but what I can do with it is go back and relive with my kids.
Well, my dad has some old pictures. He doesn't have a whole lot, but he has some old pictures of his older brother was his example into the woods. His dad really didn't hunt, but his older brother took my dad under his wings, and they have some really cool old pictures of them fishing and deer hunting, and you can see old pictures all around, and I think they're the coolest things in the world. And now our kids are going to have that, but videos, right? And I think that's the coolest part. And people ask us all the time, I'm thinking about filming my hunts. What do you think? I'm like, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I mean, if it's not an extra burden or stress, you can, with technology today, you can make great content with a phone that everyone has. like, why wouldn't you want to relive those moments? Which is really cool.
Do you like to do solo filming more than you like to have somebody over your shoulder, or
They're two totally different experiences for me. If I go with Matt, like Matt is Mr. Automatic, and I can just like forget about it.
Yeah.
But what that does, and Matt's films make the best films, in my opinion, as far as the cinematography, the videography. But when I'm with Matt, I get lazy doing, capturing other points of views or maybe doing stories because he's there and I'm like, he's got it, which he usually does. But like what I notice when I'm by myself and there's only me to document, I just fall into my old habits of like, I'm Mr. Automatic solo filming. So they're two totally different experiences, and I really enjoy both. And I really want a balance of both. Like, I don't want to go self-film every hunt, but I also don't want to be filmed every hunt.
Yeah.
I want to blend because my creativity comes when I'm filming and I'm editing, and that's like kind of that creative outlet for me to do what I love and engage with the audience and make fun videos that I'm excited to get back, cut, upload, and share.
Yeah.
And then when you watch videos of Matt, you're just like, he is capturing stuff I wouldn't have because I don't have that point of view or I don't have that distance shot. So when Matt films me, we get back and watch it, and I'm like, I didn't even know you were filming here, but look at that shot. You know, I didn't know that you were capturing that interaction with so and so, but look at the reaction and look how it comes together. So they're two totally different styles, and we always talk about this as a group. Is like some films we want to blend that style, right? So you have the POV of Matt and all the cool stuff that he has, because dude, Matt is like, you won't know it, but there's a drone going, a action camera on the tripod, and then he's getting the other thing, all at the same
saw
time.
that in Hawaii, in Molokai. I saw that, and like we were all eating, and he was like just constantly, right? Like the camera's rolling, or there's multiple cameras rolling while they eat. There's like some awesome stocks in on big bucks over there in Molokai.
Yeah.
Next to that
The drone.
Yeah, we remember that one. But it is fun, man. Like, it is really fun to do both. And, sometimes there is a blend of both. Casey, early on in his career, he learned about vlogging, which is the idea of, like, self-filming. And we learned that there's so much value in the human connection to interact in an intimate way through video by vlogging. So our like resume of videos has a huge blend of everything, all the above, the coolest edits with music and sounds and effects, and then the most raw vlogging style. And I think there's an audience for all of it, and we actually enjoy doing a blend of everything.
That's cool. For someone like me, like I'll be honest, it's not always comfortable for me to be like with the camera or doing, creating content. It's awesome to have Spencer here because I don't have to think about it. Even still, I tell Spencer, like, okay, am I okay? I'm just talking to the camera, but what are people, and maybe a lot of it's like, what are people going to think?
Yeah.
Do they want this or whatnot? I don't know if you remember, we were sitting in a hot tub in New Zealand one night, and I was talking, I don't know should I do some content, this, that, and you're like, there is 1 million people that would follow Trevor Farnes to get his content, and there's 1 million people that would follow Casey, and 1 million Eric, and we need the variety out there because some aren't going to like this, but some are going to like you, and some are going to like him, and and just as long as you're putting out good content, Trevor, you should do that, So it's just kind of always, now we're doing it. There's not 1 million people following us,
Not yet.
Not yet. I need a little help there, but but it's interesting because you kind of instilled that in me. But it's taken a while for me to kind of pull that out of myself because I don't want to feel like sometimes I'm like, I don't want people to think I know that I have something for them that they need, But at the same time, I'm like, no, there's some really powerful stories. I hope that if somebody's going through something I went through, this can help them type thing. How do you, what instruction, what counsel would you give to people who are like, oh, do I do this? Should I share? Like, what is it?
It's tough because, I definitely grew up as I was the shyest kid forever. Like, we have home videos. My older brother is the one that kind of got me down the path of vlogging. But we have old video like
you were shy?
Yes, the shyest kid. I didn't talk to my parents until I was probably 12 years old.
Wow.
My brother would have to interpret what I was saying. They thought I had a speech impediment. Literally, I had to go to speech because I didn't want to talk. I hated crowds, anyways. But my brother wasn't. We have video of my brother Shay when he was 12 turning. You remember those giant VHS cameras? He's turning it around, filming himself, and my mom literally is like, Shay, you better not be filming yourself. Well, that's where vlogging was born, basically. But I wasn't that guy. So Shay was great at camera stuff, and I never wanted to. I loved capturing because I was trying to become a professional snowboarder during high school. So we'd go out and make a bunch of snowboarding edits. But like me talking to a camera was super tough.
Yeah.
What I can say is the more you do it, the more you feel comfortable, obviously, like anything else in life. But, I mean, your post about how we got you started hunting is a perfect example. Yeah. And you might not think it, but how many people have you inspired to go and do that? Yeah. And that would have never happened if you didn't make yourself vulnerable and willing to be in front of a camera. So the outcome of it, to me, is what, you know, you need to look at and be like, man, I can really help a lot of people. Because, again, there's a million people just like Trevor that want to see Trevor out there. You might not have him yet, but eventually you will. And I was just telling Matt this today. We were watching this old guy fishing videos. He's a Utah guy. He doesn't have a ton of followers, but he is consistent on making content that he likes, right? And he has people following him. And I told Matt, I go, dude, everyone has an audience out there.
Yeah, I'm like his biggest fan.
Yeah.
the guy, does he know that yet?
No.
You should let him know.
Yeah, we need to get that guy on this podcast.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's help him out.
No, filming's funny, man. Like, I have done it forever,
Yeah.
you know, ever since I could have one. And I'm really comfortable taking a camera and going out and say shed hunting and documenting and telling a story and sharing the excitement. I could show you how I use the certain products organically in a very, you know, raw, real way. But if you're like, Eric, hey, we got a camera guy, we're going to put you against the barnwood, lights are on you, you know, big DSLR. We need you to tell you about your 3 favorite things of Mountain Ops Ignite. I'd be like, I'd stumble over my words. I'd have to take edits. It wouldn't, you know, it'd be really weird. So I'm very comfortable like vlogging or filming within our group, but not so much if you just put me in front of a camera crew for, you know, some other topic I'm unfamiliar with. But I had one guy, he's like, I just love that you're so confident on camera that you can go anywhere and film. And I'm like, nah, dude, if I'm in the airport, like I'm over in the corner, in the dark corner, hey guys, I'm in the airport, you know? I actually admire people that I see doing that. You know, Casey was like that. Like the other day while we were driving to Idaho, I went to his YouTube channel and was watching some of his old videos. And there he was, just vlogging wherever he went. And it's just like, that's cool, man. He's doing his thing and he doesn't care what anybody thinks, you know? That hasn't really got to me yet. Like in the mountains alone, 100%. In front of a big crowd, still getting used to that.
That's good to know. That's awesome. What about you?
Yeah, I'm not good at it.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, it's weird, you know. You watch these guys on YouTube or you watch other YouTubers or influencers and you're like, man, those guys are lucky. Only if I could do that. Like, must be nice, you know?
Or that's easy.
Yeah. They just get paid to go hunting, dude. And then, like, you go out there and you're like, you end up just filming hiking, sunsets, and there's no story. There's hardly any animal footage. Yeah, that's really... No, you got to tell a story. And that's what makes it, I guess, easier for me. Is I know what portions of film I need to tell a good story. So I'm willing to think more about the story as I'm talking than me talking. And I've never been super comfortable at it, but as long as I can think of like the edit in my brain, how I'm editing it, I'm like, oh, I need me saying like, guys, it's freaking cold out here right now. Like I can't take my shoes off to go on the stalk because it's so cold. Like that's going to add to the story. And yeah, I guess I don't really think about who's watching it or what they're going to say at the time. I'm thinking about how I'm going to tell the story. So
that's cool. That's awesome. No, you guys do an awesome job. We're going to have to wrap this up here in a second, but can we do this on a regular basis?
Yeah,
Is that be okay?
100% down.
Because I think as hunts go on throughout the year too, it's like, hey, let's come back in, check in, how did they go? But also I want to like make sure that we have some plans in place for us to do some hunts together, some giveaways, some charitable things together. But we do have the Conquer Summit coming up in July. But what else out there can we do? Let's just be brainstorming on that. I want to do more of this with you guys. I'll take as much time with you guys as I possibly can get. But appreciate you guys. Is there anything from Hush this coming year that everyone should be looking forward to? Any highlights that you're excited about that you can share?
We've got a lot of things in the works. Not probably ready to talk about a whole bunch of them, but this is going to be an exciting year, man. Good. You know, 2026 we have a lot of big plans, and truly, man, we're our path is to create content and share content. And that's what obviously we just talked about what our passion is, And that's what we want to be known for, is just creating the very best content, positive content out there and sharing it with the masses.
That's awesome.
And so...
Yeah, that's a big one. As usual, well, we try to always give back, and we do that through giveaway experiences or hunt giveaways, or, we've done that with you guys over the years. Yep. So we love participating in those. We'll be doing those throughout the year, different campaigns and fun ways to engage people. And that event that you talked about, which is kind of like an in-person thing, which I think is so valuable.
Yeah, I agree.
We love to, like, we do those, right? We say the movie night, which could only hold hundreds, right? But we always are like, if we're doing a project, let's share it to the masses online too. But we know that those in-person events are so powerful. So we want to do more of those, whether they're, Hush thing. Yeah. I'd love to do something with kids, man. I did a little event where we took kids and let them shoot bows, like little flu bows. And that's been on our bucket list to, like, how do we do something where we can bring father and sons and let kids shoot bows and teach them how to build a camp. I'd like to put that together this year, and it's
awesome.
I'm really excited about the Conquer Hunger thing this summer. What we're going to do with you and kind of make it like a 3-4 day event or whatever, because we've always talked about it. Our movie nights do really well in February, right before the expo. We try to do it then because we feel like more people are in town. We're like, man, how can we make this larger, and how can we make it more personable, and maybe like make a whole day event out of it. But
let's take the archery kids stuff to that.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
I would love to.
Because I know Hoyt, you said kids and families are all welcome.
Yeah,
right?
and Hoyt, they've typically in the past been involved in this event, so that'd be awesome
for sure.
Let's do that.
That'd be fantastic.
Good stuff. I'm excited. Something I was going to share that just slipped my mind, but I guess I'll share it on the next podcast.
What a cliffhanger.
Wait till next time.
We'll edit this, obviously, right? No edits, dude. We share everything.
No edits.
Raw.
Dang it. I think it was important, but we'll, I'm excited for the summer, excited for what's to come and the things that haven't been shared that you guys will reveal throughout the year. Thanks for the support always, and just know we've got your back as well and want to be a part of and supporting you guys along the way. It's an incredible partnership. So
yep.
All right, we'll wrap with that. This is the ConquerCast. Everyone please like, subscribe, share, help us grow this so that people can learn how to conquer more, and we appreciate the Hush crew and all they do for us.
And that's another video from Trevor Farnes, your host, ConquerCast, your weekly cast with the most inspiring people in the world. See you next time.
See, if I just had more personality like that, man.
We're going to do intros. We got to do outros, right?